Well, hello everybody. Happy Turtle Tuesday. Tonight we are talking about money. Mutant Mayhem has earned about $100 million in the box office, and it was recently reported that the TMNT franchise as a whole is about to earn $1 billion in 2023 alone. So things are going well for the Turtles. I hope things are going well for you, Mutation Nation. Type a pizza slice in the chat, get ready for a fun show, and let's go! Welcome to my Ninja Turtles channel. It's 8 p.m. in New York City, and this is the Ninja Turtles Show. How the shell are ya?
Cowabunga!
Your weekly live stream every Turtle Tuesday covering Ninja Turtles news, toys, cartoons, movies, comics, video games, and more. Whatever the show we want.
Pizza heaven!
And tonight's show is no different. How's it going, everybody? We're talking about the TMNT franchise earning $1 billion this year alone. A lot of money. We're talking about the last Ronin video game. A lot of Mutant Mayhem news. Mutant Mayhem news earning north of $100 million worldwide. So you know what? Donnie is celebrating. Donnie's doing the Donnie dance, the dorky Donnie Mutant Mayhem dance. And I'm celebrating too. So I hope you're having a good Turtle Tuesday. Make sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube. Leave a comment. How's it going, everybody? What is going on?
Give it up, Shredder!
Subscribe over on Rumble as well, another video platform. Type a T in the chat if you're having a Turtle Tuesday. And of course, follow on Twitter at my TMNT channel. Follow over there. Gotta give the plugs. I do this live stream every Turtle Tuesday. And I do a couple videos throughout the week as well. So I wanted to recommend checking out this live stream every Turtle Tuesday. And of course, last week I had some videos throughout the week. What did we do last week? I don't even remember. I did a 1-minute movie review. 1-minute Mutant Mayhem movie review last week. Reviewed the whole movie in 1 minute. I feel like I'm repeating myself in these reviews. I've talked about this movie quite a bit, but that's the way it goes. It's nice to condense everything down to a minute. You really have to just cut to the chase. How's it going, everybody in the chat? JR24, SR Striker, hello. Leo TMNT, Nordic Frost, what's going on? Leona Lovett, hello. A lot of people hanging out. Noah Quinn, what's going on? Noah Quinn, Claire, Adam, April, Bailey, Samurai. Wanted to say what's up to some people that left some comments. Leave a comment, I'll give you a little shout out. So in addition to the 1-minute movie review last week, had an interview with an artist, Gavin Smith, the current artist on the current IDW Ninja Turtles comics. Pretty cool interview. Great guy, really nice guy. I was really proud of the way this interview went. Gavin was very nice. He was very professional. He was very open, talking about his process and his craft and everything. And he also did, may have revealed a little something that Sophie Campbell may be leaving the comics at issue 150. Kinda hinted. He referred to Sophie Campbell's last 6 issues. So Sophie Campbell, you may have heard it here first. Sophie Campbell may be leaving. Sophie Campbell's role may be changing after issue 150, an exclusive from my interview with my superior interviewing techniques. And speaking of my superior interviewing techniques, another interview coming up this weekend with Isaac Elliott Fisher, one of the creators of the Turtle Power documentary. And I have a question for you guys about this this interview coming up. When I went into the interview, I thought there's a Turtle Power 2 in the works, except it's not called Turtle Power 2. It's called TMNT Mutation, Evolution, and Reboot. And I thought that was the tagline for the movie, and I thought the movie was unnamed. So I made several mistakes in this interview. I don't know if, I'm thinking I'm going to add a little intro to the interview saying I messed up and I was, I was foolishly, I don't know how to read apparently. I thought the tagline was the title of the movie or vice versa. So I may have to do a little add on to the beginning of that, but that'll be this weekend. So check that interview out. There's a Turtle Power 2 in the works. It's very exciting. Speaking of Gavin Smith, the guy I interviewed last weekend, he has a comic coming out. There's a new Ninja Turtles comic coming out this week, issue 142. It's got Donnie on the cover. He's doing full-on magic. They're getting into the like Donatello micro series, the original micro series one shot from the original Mirage comics. They're getting into that kind of realm. He has a crystal. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Pretty exciting. And also, another comic that comes out this week, Splintered Fate. This is the lead-in comic to the video game, the Apple Arcade-only video game that came out a while back. I gotta say, I never downloaded Splintered Fate. I never got the game. I don't know if it's been popular. I'm not sure how popular Apple Arcade is, but it's cool that this comic book is being printed out to lead into the game, but just the game came out a few months ago. It seems like all the steam has left, all the excitement around the game has gone away, so hopefully the game is successful. I just never got around to it, but I don't know. Hopefully it does well. I'm thinking of, I don't know if I'm going to get the comic. It's its own continuity. It doesn't work with it. It's not IDW. It's just its own separate thing with the game, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. Nordic Frost says, Donnie in the sewer pondering orbs. I think he is contemplating the world right there. You can tell. SR Striker says, I thought that they stopped the Armageddon game, so what is Armagon then? We're going to have to find out. I think they're teasing that quite a bit, and I think we may find out over the next few issues. So that's comic news. Talk to Gavin Smith, and he has a comic book coming out this week. Teddy Gaming Review. This seems pointless releasing after it came out. Yeah, the Splintered Fate thing, they're definitely not striking while the iron is hot, so that's the way it goes sometimes. I guess I'm happy they're releasing it at all, but yeah, definitely a couple months late, but that's how it goes. So that's comic news for now. And I'd like to move on to Paramount Plus. This may surprise some of you guys. I'm giving a shout out to Paramount Plus. They have finally fine-tuned everything. They have finally figured it all out. They finally got all the Ninja Turtles shows and programs onto Paramount Plus. Look at all these Ninja Turtles programs that are on Paramount Plus. How exciting is that? It's taken them a couple years, but they finally worked it out. They got the 3 original live-action movies, both Michael Bay movies, the TMNT 2007 movie, all of Rise, all of the 2012 show, all of the 2003 show. They have Half-Shell Heroes, Blast from the Past, and the Turtle Power documentary we were just speaking about. So if you haven't seen the Turtle Power documentary yet, check it out on Paramount Plus. I think they have a free trial. And, I feel silly giving a plug to Paramount Plus, but they finally won me over. They have everything. It's finally become a full hub for Ninja Turtles content, and they finally fleshed out their library, and it's a worthwhile destination for Ninja Turtles content. I think when Paramount Plus first started, like a year or so ago, they only had a couple things. They only had a few seasons. They only had a couple movies, but they've got it all now. So a lot of features, hundreds of TV show episodes, a lot of movies. SR Striker, no Next Mutation then. Yeah, everything but Next Mutation, Turtles Forever, the Rise movie, and the Batman vs. Turtles movie. And Teddy Gaming Review is probably crying, yet no, we wish you a turtle Christmas. Everyone is, it's a blue Christmas because it's not on Paramount Plus yet. But they have pretty much everything. They don't have the original 1987 series either. But I wouldn't be surprised if that shows up eventually. So that's Paramount Plus. They really do have a mountain of entertainment. They finally grew into their tagline. They finally grew into their slogan. They were just lying for the first year, but now they're telling the truth. Next, and so there's an abundance of, there's many choices, tons of choices on Paramount Plus. And also in the world of Ninja Turtle video games, you've got tons of choices as well. If you want to play a skateboarding game, you could play Session. The Mutant Mayhem Turtles are featured in the Session skateboarding video game. You want to play Fruit Ninja? Mutant Mayhem Turtles are there. The Sims, Mutant Mayhem Turtles. You could play as Shredder in Call of Duty. You could play as the Turtles in Minecraft. It's an $8 DLC. You could play as the Roblox Turtles. I think they have like a Battle Tycoon game. I think it's called Battle Tycoon. I'm not sure. Play as the Mutant Mayhem Turtles. Play as the Turtles in Street Fighter. I guess these costumes are a little pricey. $15 a turtle. It's going to cost you $60 to buy all 4 turtles in DLC stuff. And if you want to buy all the turtle stuff, I guess it's about $100. There's a lot of controversy about the price over the past week. Very expensive DLC for the Turtles on Street Fighter. And the Turtles are also coming to Fall Guys. I'm not too familiar with Fall Guys, but it looks like it's the Mutant Mayhem Turtles. And they look like minions. They're very cute. They've got the big bug eyes. And I think it's going to be like costumes and, all that kind of stuff. Emotes, celebrations, that kind of fun way to spruce up the game. Little accessories. So pretty nice news for the Ninja Turtles. But they're going to be in Fall Guys. And if that's not enough for you, if maybe you don't like Fall Guys, oh, we're getting breaking news. Breaking news, The Last Ronin TMNT game is in production. Breaking news, fan favorite comic book, Last Ronin. Getting a video game in production now, officially in production. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. Whoa, what a news brief, what a professional operation. And they did break some news. There was a trailer that was released over the past week. We already knew that there was going to be a Last Ronin video game, but they had this trailer released and based on the best-selling comic book event by Eastman, Waltz, Bishop, Delgado, and the Escorza Bros. By the way, they left out Peter Laird. Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman, the two co-creators of the Ninja Turtles, of course. I think they were both co-writers on this Last Ronin miniseries. I'm not sure why they left him out. Probably an oversight. But they have 4 candles. There's 4 flames in their trailer here. And they go away one at a time. The flames are put out, extinguished one at a time, and eventually one flame is left. The Last Ronin. Coming in a few years, apparently. They said it's still a few years away. In development. This was an official in development. This is the only artwork that they provided. It looks like some of those ninja robots or Sinjas with the Last Ronin there on the left. A futuristic dystopian world. JR24 doesn't like the news. Makes JR throw up. But it was neat to find out the companies that were going to be producing the game, developing the game. Black Forest and THQ Nordic. And THQ Nordic is based out of Sweden, apparently. So I'm not sure about these companies. I don't know how established these two companies are, how capable they are, how long this is going to take, if we should get our hopes up or if we should just have low expectations at this point. But it is coming to the current gen of consoles, PS5, Xbox Series X or S. All the new stuff, PC, Nickelodeon game, in development now, The Last Ronin. Very exciting, I gotta say, this is pretty cool. It's gonna be the dark, mature, gritty, adult version of Turtles that everyone's asking for. And I think if this game sells well and this game does well, maybe the powers that be at Nickelodeon and Paramount will be more likely and open to do a adult Last Ronin style movie or a mature Ninja Turtle style movie. Hey Styles, how's it going? Hey Larzy, how's it going? Who is my favorite Ninja Turtles channel to watch? I like all the Ninja Turtle channels. I did a video actually, the best Ninja Turtles YouTube channels a while back, and I listed like 10 or 15 in my favorites, and I'm actually going to be talking about a new Ninja Turtles channel later in the show, so thanks for the question, Larzy. Joe Curious says, THQ used to do the older WWF WWE games back in the day. All right, so they've been around. They've been around. Oh, JAR24 is okay with the news. Just remembered the bit from last week. Yeah, I was sick last week. Puking all over the place. I wasn't actually sick. I was actually sick. I'm not going to give it up. I'm like Andy Kaufman. So Black Forest Games and THQ Nordic. Pretty nice. Good news for the Ninja Turtles. Good news that they're plugging along. A video game, TV show, movies, toys out the wazoo. They're very successful. What can you say? The Ninja Turtles, they're everywhere. All those video games, the movie, Paramount Plus, the comics, the toys. Just doing the show, there's a surplus of information every week. There's a surplus of products. So it was no surprise to hear that the Ninja Turtles are have surpassed $1 billion in global retail sales in 2023 alone. Wow. So just this year to date, it's only been 8 months. The year's only 2/3 of the way through. And allegedly they've already made or are about to make or are projecting to make $1 billion this year. So that's a lot of money. And it's a powerful franchise. And they've been cranking out the products over the past year. Between the Mutant Mayhem stuff, the toys, the video games, the collector's items, NECA, Super 7, all the licensed stuff, the clothing. Mutant Mayhem has surpassed $100 million. So 1/10 of the billion is from Mutant Mayhem alone, and just ticket sales. I'm not sure toy sales as well. Nordic Frost, half of that is my figure addiction. Yeah, I was thinking about totaling up how much I spent this year. I saw the movie twice. I bought 2 of the figures. I bought the unarmored Last Ronin figure. I bought a ton of comics. It adds up pretty quickly. I'm a considerable portion of that as well. So it's great to see that the Turtles are selling well, that they're a successful franchise. You could even say that they're an evergreen franchise. Oh, or they bring in the green. Oh my goodness. But it's nice news. And like I said, 2023 year to date. So just in the past 8 months, almost $1 billion. Or see, they phrase it. Here's how they phrase it. Deadline hears from sources that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles brand is heading toward 1 billion plus in global retail sales. So they hear from sources. Who are these sources? And it's heading toward $1 billion. You know, if I have $1 and then I have $10, I'm heading towards $1 billion. From $1 to $10, I am heading towards 100 billion. But am I anywhere near $1 billion? I don't know. So it's a little vague. And who are these sources? People in the Paramount marketing department. They planted this story, obviously. It's not like the accountants aren't leaking this story over at Paramount, but they say since 2012, and not including the current year 2023, that the Ninja Turtles global merchandise sales have amassed 8 billion. So it's a lot of money. It's like almost $1 billion a year. It's like 800 million per year, and they're saying they're going to get a full billion with a B this year. It's a lot of money. And Paramount Consumer Products theatrical program was their most ambitious license this year. 400 licensees for the film alone, and 1,100 for the franchise. So there is 1,100, I don't know if it's separate products or companies they're working with. I don't know if a licensee is per product or if it's a licensee per company. Like they have Playmates as a licensee and all those toys is that all considered one licensee? Either way, it's a lot. Whether it's 1,100 products or 1,100 companies selling Ninja Turtles merchandise, pretty, it's amazing. It's pretty cool. Hey, SR Striker. I gotta go. So does anyone know about the bagel effect? I'm not sure about the bagel effect. Is this some sort of circular multiverse kind of thing? I don't know. The bagel effect. Is this an offensive joke? Is this a bagel effect? What kind? Are you trying to get me in trouble, SR Striker? The bagel effect. I don't want to talk about the bagel effect. I'll get kicked off YouTube. But a lot of money. And they mentioned that the Turtles are in 550 retailers, totaling 40,000 retail doors. So around the world, in 220 markets, there are 40,000 stores that have the Ninja Turtles stuff in them. Really, really cool. It's amazing. TMNT, JR24, sounds like TMNT is one of Paramount's biggest franchises. I think it may be. I mean, I don't know what SpongeBob earns yearly. I know it's a lot. I know it's successful as well. And I know they have a lot of other programs. Paw Patrol is highly successful. And they have a lot of other programs as well on Paramount Plus. So I haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse yet. No, I'm not familiar. So I'm not aware of the bagel effect, but maybe I'll read up on it. SR Striker, I'm still meaning to do the Rat King Vietnam Vet video, but I've come to some sort of writer's block. I don't know if I should do it in first person, like I'm the Rat King, or if I should do it from a narrator's perspective, but maybe we'll talk about that next week, SR Striker. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining all of us. We always like seeing you, SR Striker. So on to Mutant Mayhem news. Big Mutant Mayhem news. Joe Curious says they're having everything for everyone for their special preferences. Mirage and NECA, the reprints, the clothing, 80s tune, video games, clothing, retro toys. They've got it all. Star Trek is a Paramount thing as well. And speaking of Mutant Mayhem, there's been a lot of activity over the past week. All the artists who worked on the movie have been releasing all their behind-the-scenes stuff. All of the artists have been sharing their behind-the-scenes concept art. This is Cynthia Utrom, one of the characters. And they released some alternate versions, some concept art, some test versions, preliminary artwork in preparation for the movie. And there has been a flood of behind-the-scenes artwork. There's like 100 animators on this movie, and they all have an Instagram, and they have all been posting every single drawing they ever did for this movie, apparently. it's a little bit weird. I don't know. It makes me a little uncomfortable, but it's cool to see the behind the scenes alternate versions of all these characters like Cynthia Utrom. Really unique art style for this movie, really dramatic art style. It's a very jarring art style. So you got an early version of Leatherhead here, a very simple cartoony version. And every single artist is, I mean, they're trying to get their next job. So they post all this stuff online. Look at, I worked on this movie. Go see my work in this movie. Here's a rough early version of Leatherhead. It's amazing. This is a, professional character designer drew this. Looks like it was drawn by a kid, a very talented kid, but it's such a simple drawing. And I know that's the style they were going for this movie, is like a kid's drawing brought to life. So it's really interesting to see this behind the scenes artwork from all the Mutant Mayhem animators, and they call them Viz Dev, visual development animators and character designers, and even the people who design the props. They posted their behind the scenes pictures of how the props look, how the props are designed. You can see all the little details and anime stickers and little carvings on the handles. And even just their environment, pool tables, pool cue, all the pool balls, the triangle, the chalk. It's amazing how detailed some of these props are. And you could see the old logo in the lower right. This is from early on in production when it was still, I think it was loosely being called The Next Chapter. That was the rough working title. I think this behind the scenes artwork is so interesting, but I feel kind of bad for the animators posting it, trying to, like, they're like thirsty almost. They're trying to get this clout on social media so they can get their next job. And it's, I don't know, it's a little weird to see, but they posted these, they've shared, by the way, all the animators are awesome. Pretty much every single one of these is from a different artist and animator. There are too many to list. Go see the movie. I give full credit to all these artists and animators and visual development people. They have done a wonderful, wonderful job. T in the chat for all the people who worked on Mutant Mayhem. The movie is visually beautiful. You may not like the story or this or that, but it really bold colors, and some of these are like concept paintings for the movie. And the concept paintings are pretty wild. I mean, the locations, everything has that sketchy look. It's really, really nice. So all the different locations have this bold, jarring, severe look. It's really amazing. All the different buildings, and everything's a little bit imperfect, and they did that on purpose. Lock On Stratos says, I watched the movie with my girlfriend on Saturday. We both loved it. Such a fun movie. Still have the collector cup from the theater. Very nice. Yeah, I thought it was a fun movie too. Had my issues with it or whatever, wasn't perfect, but it was cool. I think it was exciting. I think it was fun. I think I went in with really low expectations as well. And I was desperate to enjoy the movie as well. I willed myself to enjoy the movie almost. And maybe I just went in with low expectations. So I love the art direction. These are like concept paintings. These aren't stills from the movie, but they recreated. I think this is like a color test. Joe Curious says, do you think the sequel's art direction gets better throughout the years, like an evolution of it being rough to perfection? That's an interesting theory. Like, they're young, they'll be sketchy, but as they get more advanced and as they grow up, the style of the art will become more precise and more defined and more hyper-realistic. That'd be an interesting evolution. That'd be a really neat idea. I know the TV show that's going to serve as a bridge in between the sequel movie, it's going to have a 2D animation style. Hey Kyle, how's it going? So these concept paintings look really great. Concept art, behind the scenes, whatever you want to call it, really amazing. And they really recreated it faithfully in the final product. They give these key frames, these key moments, and then they, this defines the posing, the color, the lighting, the expressions, the tone, and then the animators animate in between all the keyframes. And we've got some concept art of the Turtle Tots. Wish Big and Soft Raffi were here. Big and Soft Raffi would enjoy this. The Turtle Tots, of course, they're cute as ever. And even these little sketch drawings, they still have that charm. There's a big focus on the Turtle Tots for this movie in the marketing. They make it out like the whole movie is like babies running around. It's like a little cheap almost. I feel like they're just trying to throw out these cute little turtle pics, like how people could post like a cat picture. Like someone's like fishing for likes or like fishing for engagement on, so they'll post a picture of a cat. I feel that they've been like putting all the baby turtles in the marketing, trying to get people to see it. But some early versions of the turtles here that weren't in the movie, but this was tossed around. The turtles might have looked like this in an alternate universe. In an alternate Turtleverse, the Mutant Mayhem turtles may have had this design. So they were going for a wacky look. It's obvious. They're going for that zany, light, wacky look. And it's interesting to see the progression of the characters coming into their final form that we saw on the screen. It's interesting to see how the characters started, all the different preliminary concept sketches. I'm sure they just got like 100 artists and said, each of you give me 10 different designs. It's like Rugrats in TMNT form. Yeah, there's definitely like a Rugrats toddler. Maybe is it like not the Cal Arts style? I don't know all that different animation stuff, but there's a specific animation Nickelodeon kind of style to it, and it works well. It's neat to see the characters come about. Donnie's got his headphones and fanny pack. He still has the snaggletooth. You remember the snaggletooth was in some of the concept art that was leaked a couple years ago, and eventually he did not have a snaggletooth. But it's cool to see how the Turtles designs came. They kind of had that frog look, the lanky arms, lanky legs, big shell. They're growing into it still. And you can see here, they eventually landed on these final designs that we saw in the movie. So it's really interesting to see how a movie like this comes about. There's a million moving pieces. Every single person that was working on this movie seems like they were firing on all cylinders. They were working pretty harmoniously. Jeff Rowe, the director, did a pretty good job putting everything together. And, hats off to the cast and crew of Mutant Mayhem. It's an amazing feat to put together such a long movie like this. And, it's really tough to put together a movie like this, getting all the voice actors and the music and the animation style and designing everything and the environments. Really incredible. And looking forward to the future, here's some other Turtles designs that they maybe didn't use in the movie, but maybe this is the style of turtle we could see in the TV show coming up. The Turtles kind of dress like humans. They're possibly going to be, a little more public, a little more out of the shadows. So this might be a look of turtle you get used to. Pretty much just like regular humans with green faces, like with green skin. They're just regular humans with green skin. So it's interesting to see all the behind the scenes, all the concept art. I gotta say though, it felt desperate from all these animators. They're posting every single thing they drew and did and produced for the movie, trying to get their next job. It kind of spoils the movie to see all this behind the scenes stuff, and also it spoils the art of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book that's going to be coming out in October. So I'm happy for all these people to get credit, but it's like, I saw one person, they're like even taking pictures on the set, like in, people recording their lines, they're taking pictures of them. It's like every single person who worked on the movie has become like a documentarian. They're like, taking pictures of everything and like copying everything for their own personal use and personal promotion after the movie comes out. Is it considered leaking? I don't know. It feels proprietary, but really exciting stuff for Mutant Mayhem. Really exciting stuff for Ninja Turtles. $1 billion in sales and $100 million for Mutant Mayhem. Leona Lovett says, Rise is clothes. Don't make the clothes don't make the turtle. Made me love the idea of the turtles in clothes. I think Clothes Don't Make the Turtle is my favorite single shorter episode from Rise. I love that episode. It's great when they're trying on all the different clothes and there's the boom box. It's fun. And in the Turtles comics right now, they're wearing pants as well. So it's, the clothed turtles, it seems kind of be, it's like the zeitgeist right now. It's kind of just in the air. The turtles are maybe a part of the human world a little bit more, and they're wearing clothes. They're a part. They're not rejected by the human world. And I gotta say, I am being rejected by the human world. A few weeks ago, I told you we had a little feature on Nostalgia Unboxed. He's selling some kind of little accessory for toys. Featured him on the show, and then he followed me on Twitter, and then he blocked me on Twitter. He said, I don't like what you tweet. And Fresh from the Sewer has blocked me as well. Mentioned this, and TMNT, the next chapter, has blocked me as well on Twitter. I guess they don't like some of my opinions around turtles, and they're sensitive, so they blocked me. It's the way it goes. I'm fine with it. And I think there's been a coordinated effort. I think maybe some sort of group chat, some sort of... Honestly, from these people, I think it's a Facebook group. These aren't, Nostalgia Unboxed. I don't know. He doesn't appear to be a teenager. But Warrior Pins has blocked me as well. Another TMNT Twitter account has blocked me as well. Vaughn Michael 13, a longtime Ninja Turtles collector, longtime Ninja Turtles fan. So it makes me think there's some sort of coordinated effort. I haven't ever interacted with these people. I mean, no one sees my tweets. I have less than 100 followers. So it's like, maybe they don't like my opinions and they've blocked me or something. And TMNT struggles as well. So some of these things are kind of sad. It's like stuff I was a fan of. Like I was a fan of Von Michael. He's a TMNT collector for a long time. I was like a fan of him, and then he blocked me on Twitter, and it's like my opinions aren't that crazy or salacious or salacious. Is that the right word? Taking a pause here. That one came out a little bit quickly. Inappropriate interest in sexual matters. It's not salacious necessarily. Inappropriate, whatever they think. Offensive, my tweets, whatever they want to call it. You know, I expressed, I thought it was inappropriate for the company that does the Ninja Turtles comics to celebrate Pride. You know, they had just laid off 40% of their staff, and then they're celebrating Pride. I just thought it was inappropriate to celebrate anything. You know, I think Pride is weird. It's a full month, too. We celebrate the country for one day. You know, Christmas, one day. New Year's, one day. July 4th, one day. Pride, a whole month. So I just think that's weird in general, but I didn't think it was appropriate for the comic. So I expressed my opinion. I shared my opinion. I also shared my opinions on the new Oscar rules, where there's like racial quotas, Oscar rules. If you have too many white people working on your movie, you get penalized by the Oscars. So I just think that's bizarre to have quotas and you can have too many of any race on a movie. I just find that bizarre. If you have too many white people on your movie, working on your movie, behind the scenes, in the movie, promoting the movie, you get penalized and you're not eligible. So I expressed my opinion, and apparently that's why I was blocked by all these people, by TMNT Struggles, Von Michael, Warrior Pins, Next Chapter, Fresh from the Sewer, and Nostalgia Unboxed. And I think some of them might be gay. I think they just have a knee-jerk reaction, someone saying something about Pride that isn't 100% pro-Pride in every instance and all in on Pride. I think people get sensitive about that, and you know, I don't have a problem with any of these people that blocked me. They're welcome here. I have no problem with them. They have a problem with me. Monkeyhead says, "Oh wow, they're really petty." I don't know. It just seems silly. I have no problem with them. They're welcome here. I forgive them. Adamski says, "LOL, you got canceled." Yeah. Oh, I got canceled. Oh my gosh. JR24, their loss. Yeah, I got canceled. So 6 people blocked me? There's 8 billion people in the world. Okay, so I'm not gonna, you know, great. I'll interact outside of the TMNT community. But the reason I wanted to bring all that up, few people blocked me. Wanted to tell you about a channel that has not blocked me, and about, it's important to know, you know, alliances, what faction is who's with who's against who. Want to tell you about a Ninja Turtles channel. This is Tato Ruzu. I'm not sure how to say Tato Ruzu. Tato Ruzu. I've been meaning to talk about this channel for a long time. Great Ninja Turtles channel, but I don't know how to pronounce the name. And I gotta tell you, this guy does like everything I want to do better. This guy is hardcore. I feel like I'm Raphael, and like I'm angry and aggressive, and then like I meet Casey Jones, and he's like even angrier or aggressiver, and you know, he's hardcore. And I usually wouldn't say this, but like it's kind of, you know, I had a direct influence on this channel, and I wouldn't say that as some sort of ego thing, but it's just like a factual thing. It's obvious I had a direct influence, and I'm very flattered and also very embarrassed. And I also wish Tattoo Ruzo had better role models. You can't find a better channel? I don't know, but he does great videos. He does these like honest, he goes against the grain. And I've seen him in the chat before. Tattoo Ruzo's, you know, tuned into the live stream. He's commented on videos. I'm not Tato Russo. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correct, but he's got this real thought-provoking, confrontational, cheeky video. He talks about it all. He's got an edge. He's sharp. Everything's done well. Visuals, audio. He does commentary right. And I would be fine getting blocked by 100 people. You know, you want to get 100 people to block me? I would trade 100 people blocking me for one Tato Russo. 1,000 people blocking me for one Tato Russo. I'm slowly building an alliance, slowly building an army, and imagine 10 channels like me, like us. And Tato Ruzu talks about difficult topics, LGBTQ stuff, race, transgender stuff. He uses profanity. You know, I don't use profanity. I use profanity in real life. I try not to use it on the channel. He curses in his videos. So you may not agree with everything he says, but he's provocative, he's edgy, he's unique, he's taking a stand, he's doing it well. And I mentioned I'm an influence, a direct influence. He even has his like cartoon avatar in the lower right-hand corner. It's not like I invented having a cartoon avatar or anything, but he has a little cartoon avatar that speaks when he speaks. His cartoon avatar even looks better than mine. And he's got these poll questions, cutting, look, what do you care more about? Good storytelling or diversity? Ugh. Checkmate. What a poll. He only gives you 2 options. Do you prefer diversity or good storytelling? Point taken, Tato Russo. And you can see his poll yes and no buttons. You get the green and red yes and no. It's not like I invented green and red yes and no. I, stop and go, spin around, but it's... And he also had me in his channels, like his featured channels, and I think at one point I was the only featured channel. He added some others. So I gotta say, big shout out to Tato Russo. Go subscribe to Tato Russo, follow, check out his videos. They may not be for you, but it's interesting to hear a really articulate, an alternative view, a well-rounded, articulate view. And he had this good post the other day. He posted this just after last week's live stream, and I was talking... It's a post about toxic positivity, and it's really good. It's so good. It's like, if you want to know how I think, just check out his channel. If you want to know my opinions, watch his videos. And he has this post about toxic positivity. I really agree with it. He's got this great philosophy. He said how I feel. And last week I was talking about complainer channels, and I didn't want to be one of those like grifting, drama farming, constantly outraged for click channels. And Tato Russo is not one of those channels. He critiques stuff, but it's in like a thoughtful way. Not everything needs to be positive all the time. And he said he has a focus on honesty. And I thought that's my philosophy as well. So really great channel. Wanted to recommend Tato Russo, friend of the channel, a new ally to the channel. This may be a My Ninja Turtles. This is a general. He and I are generals in the Ninja Turtles conflict. If we could amass a group of 10 channels, 15 channels that all share similar views, want a similar view of the Ninja Turtles, we could really shift the focus on what type of Ninja Turtles are popular and what people really want from Ninja Turtles. I'd like to build an army of channels like me and Tato Russo to shift the public perception, to shift what people want and how people talk about Ninja Turtles. So that's Tato Russo. However, I've probably been saying it wrong this whole time, but I highly recommend going to check out his channel. You may not agree with everything. Some of this stuff is purposefully provocative. It's thought-provoking. It's supposed to be that way. JR24 says honesty is the best option. I agree. That's kind of my rule too. And I wanted to share one more fan Ninja Turtles project with you. I'm not sure if you remember, last year we watched the fan film, a quick short animation, TMNT Revisited. It's a hand-drawn animation style, and it's like a revisited version of the 1990 rooftop fight featuring Raphael on the rooftop. Except it's a reimagined version. It's kind of mixed with like the 1987 show and the video games. You can see the multicolored foot soldiers. And this guy is back. TMNT Revisited was even a nominee last year for the Best Ninja Turtles Fan Film of the Year award. Do you guys remember this? From the Ninja Turtle 2022 award show. Do you remember this award? It's great. 2022 award show, and TMNT was a nominee. Up there with The Last Ronin animation and Casey Jones Live Wire. So it's really cool to see that this guy is back. CC Comic Tunes. Check out Caleb Colin, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. CC Comic Tunes on Instagram, or subscribe to him over on YouTube. He just put out a short clip of Ninja Turtles. I'm going to play the short clip from you real fast. It's just a quick little clip. Isn't that nice? Quick little simple fan-made animation. Of course, that was my music playing in the background. I think he had other music playing, but these turtles are well drawn. I love the hand-drawn style. Even in the background, he kind of has that sketchy look. He was doing the sketchy look before Mutant Mayhem. Adamski says, is it okay if I share something I made of the Turtles fan animation? Yeah, go for it. Post it in the chat if you can, or I'll check out, if it's on your channel, I'll check it out. So great animation from CC Comic Tunes, Caleb Colin, not sure how to pronounce that name. Check him out. Subscribe over on YouTube. He's got a Super Mario fan animation, like a Jungle Book. He's got an April O'Neil animation. He has a Shredder and Krang hand-drawn animation as well. So check out his Instagram. Also, He's got an X-Men animation. CC Comic Tunes. CC Comic Tunes. Tell him my Ninja Turtles channel sent ya. Tell him I talked about it or something. So, pretty cool stuff. Wanted to recommend, and he's got that great hand-drawn style. Perfect stuff. I'd love to see a full movie in this style. Great fan stuff. Wish there was more of it. But hey, and I wish there was more of this show. It's tea time. That's the end of the show. Time to just open the window, have a cup of tea, relax for a second, have a sip of tea. Brian Woodruff says amazing. Leona Lovett says that looks so good. I love that guy's animation style. Joe Curious says the turtles look like they're drawn and colored from the first coloring books. I love that hand-drawn animation style. It's really cool. It looks like vintage, like anime. Like that hand-drawn anime style. I'd love to see a Ninja Turtles anime. I know there was the anime OVA or whatever in the 90s, but I'd love to see another one in that kind of style. Let's get some pizza on the table too. Ah, tea time. Teacups in the chat. You guys are right. Teacups in the chat. Tea for turtle. Teacups for turtle. Ah. It's raining outside. Maybe if it clears up, we can go outside. We'll see if it clears up. It's always raining. Always raining out there. Oh, look at that. There goes Cuddly the Cowlick. Hey, Cuddly. There's our old friend Cuddly the Cowlick. I had to reinstall this live streaming program over the week. I almost lost everything. I was just going to quit live streaming everything. I was going to quit the whole channel. My computer had an issue and I almost lost all my live streaming assets and resources. Lost it all. So I had to kind of I had a backup, but it was like a month old and almost just quit. I would have just walked away completely. Would have just rage quit. But did not happen, fortunately. So it's good news. Had to reset up a lot of stuff. Lost a bunch of stuff, but didn't lose everything. A lot of stuff I can recreate, so that's the way it goes. But looks like it's clearing up out there. What do you know? Can't rain all the time. Oh, look at Bebop and Rocksteady on a broom. What are they? Is it Halloween? Are they witches or something? How weird is that? What a strange duo. Riding on a broom. Oh, we can go outside, though. Let's go outside. Ah. Now we can hang out here. Get a little fresh air. Catch a little fresh air. Ah. This is my wee small hours of the morning scene. This pose here, I'm in an alley. Based on the Frank Sinatra album, Wee Small Hours of the Morning. The background is actually from the 1987 intro. I started vaping. What can I say? I'm vaping now. Wanted to feel cool with my e-cigarette. So I started vaping. Is this cool? I don't know. Does vaping make me look cool with my fedora and my suit with my vaping? But hope you guys had a nice week. Happy to hang out with you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying the videos. Hopefully you're... Oh, let me copy your chats over here onto this screen too. Oh. Let me copy the chats. There we go. Copy the chats over here too. Thank you, JR24. Nah, see? It's tough turtle like me in this city. The city's at war, see? Ah, out of all the sewers in this town, you had to crawl into my sewer, see? Yeah, old-timey turtles. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys are having a nice week. Wanted to say thank you thanks to all of you for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Each and every single one of you. Garfield Fan 10, Adamski, Brian Woodruff, JR24, Kyle Cullen, Leona Lovett, of course, Nordic Frost. Thank you for joining me. Leo TMNT, I appreciate it. Joe Curious. I look like the Unmentionables cover. I look cool then. I feel cool. I feel cool. I look cool. Yeah, you want to steal a golden cow? Not under my watch, huh? We'll get to the bottom of this crime, and I don't care if you're at the top of it, see? Just got one more question for you, see? Life at best is bittersweet, don't you know? It stinks. Smells like a sewer. Well, enough of this. So that's my new scene, walking out in the city. We can walk around in the city now. We can hang out in the city, get a little fresh air after tea time. You know, you eat all the pizza, you gotta stretch your legs a little bit. Very important. You gotta exercise every day, guys. Recommend. You know, I'm your master. I'm the master of the channel, the master of the dojo. You gotta exercise, eat healthy, exercise your mind, learn new stuff. I learned the Rubik's Cube. I had never learned that. I learned it. Took me a couple. I recommend you guys try doing a Rubik's Cube. I recommend you guys try creating a Ninja Turtles channel like Tato Ruzu. Try something new. Learn something new this week. I highly recommend it. And I wanted to tell all of you to have a great week. Thank you for joining me. T in the chat for Turtles. T for thank you. Got a big interview coming up this Saturday with the Turtle Power documentary. One of the creators, Isaac Elliott Fisher. Make sure to check that out. Leave a comment. Might do another video this week, and otherwise I'll see you at the live stream next Turtle Tuesday. I think I've said it all. Perhaps I've said too much. Just one thing left to say, right? Cowabunga! Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and share this video. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Ninja Turtles videos like this.